Welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it in your busy lifestyle. So today, we're going to show you guys how to drink as many McDonald's Frappe shakes as you want and not get fat. What? There is a slight catch. This is going to be a macro-friendly. It is going to be very, very similar in taste. And a lot of the recommendations come from branding. Not a sponsored video or anything like that, but just because, I'm going to go ahead and get down to it. One of the primary ingredients is On Nutrition Platinum. It's got to be the Platinum Hydro Whey. Pretty much any flavor, but if you're trying to do like the Mocha Frappe or Caramel Frappe, you want to do either the Velocity Vanilla or the Cookies and Cream. I think the Cookies and Cream actually does a little bit better with this, because if you've ever had the chocolate chip cookie one at McDonald's, the chocolate chip cookie frappe, the Cookies and Cream has little chunks in it, little chocolate chunks in it. That's very similar and gives you the same kind of consistency as the chocolate chip one from McDonald's. So this is what we're gonna do. It's very simple. Got a Ninja cup, and one thing that I've actually found, if you don't have a blender, one thing that actually tastes even better than using the blender is to use like a potato mashing blender thing, majig. What do you call those, Landon? Yeah, I don't know what you call those. So a potato masher thing, but you know, those actually give you a better consistency than the blender does, because the blender, it makes it a little bit too frothy and a little bit too aerated. Whereas if you use the other one, it's got a nice body to the liquid. Using the potato mashing blender, I just generally stick one of the whisks in there. Maybe it's a whisker. Maybe that's what it is. But I just stick one of the whisks in there and then just blend it like that. And like I said, it gives it a nice body. It's not as aerated, and then to me, it just gives a way better consistency. But you can't add the ice yet. You don't want to add ice while you're using the whisker. And if you want to find out the hard way, give it a try. So we added just this little amount of water, and the primary reason why we only added that much water is because we don't want the powders to stick to the bottom. Boom. So that right there is a tablespoon of stevia. So we're going to try to keep this as low calorie and as macro friendly as possible. I do 2 scoops of this. So the macros are the best on the Platinum Edition than any other protein that I know of. Not that I know of. There's other proteins that have higher, or have a little bit higher protein carb ratio in them, but they taste like crap. I've never tasted one that has such a good macronutrient profile and so high in protein, and not any of the other macronutrients. So 1 gram of fat and 3 grams of carbs. You can't really beat that. And it's 140 calories, so you're looking at 30 grams of protein per scoop. So that's going to be 60 grams of protein. And if any of y'all know, I mean, you could literally drink like 3 of these a day and you're done with your protein. And that'd probably be over for some people, and maybe a hair bit under for some people, depending on your goals, your body weight, you know. But we got the proteins in there. We got the stevia in there. It really don't matter on the flavor or the type of stevia that you use. I would prefer organic, like liquid drops, like the extract. But we just used the great value, cheap stuff, whatever works. Boom. Next thing to add is some Folgers. This is instant coffee. This is not actual coffee grounds. This is instant coffee. That'd probably mess this up pretty bad. So I like to do 2 scoops with this size of spoon. It's like not a teaspoon. It's like kind of like a tablespoon, I guess, but a little bit smaller than a tablespoon as far as measurement's sake. But I use 2 of them. I like mine a little bit stronger. Sometimes I'll only do like one and a half, because sometimes I don't want it as strong. This would be super strong in coffee flavor, but I really like that. And so what I would do now is I would add some ice into it and a little bit more water, and that would pretty much just wrap up this. I mean, it's very, very simple, and it's an easy way to get in 60 grams of protein. And I promise you it'll taste way better than any off-the-shelf protein drink that you can get. but we're going to actually turn this thing into a frappe. And for people who are just now getting into dieting, we're going to make this a little bit less healthy, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to add some Smucker's Sundae syrup, okay? Butterscotch flavor. Kind of high in calories, 100 calories per 2 tablespoons. So you were looking at probably adding about 100 calories here. So, but this right here will make the flavor quite a bit better. And it depends on where you're at with your diet. Like if you just want to be really, really strict, really without this in there, most of the time I make it without this. I'm kind of just doing this because I've done really well on my macros today. I haven't went really over on too much stuff. So this is like an extra treat. That could be something like if you do really well throughout the day, you add this, and then it's kind of like your reward for doing a good job throughout the day. Another thing that I want to mention in this video that I was going to go ahead and make into another video is that I try to consume my proteins like my first meal of the day. Some people don't suggest like the first thing you drink is protein, but the thing that I found is I don't really like protein powders all that much. Like I said, this is the only one that I found that I've liked, and I've tried like 50 to 60 protein powders, and I don't like any of them. The only ones I like is On Nutrition, the Platinum. It's got to be the Platinum. The Standard's really good too, but the Platinum just blows that one out of the water, and the macros are better. That's the other main thing on this as well. But I like to really consume my proteins in the morning whenever I'm hungry because...
Okay, stop.
All right, so now that we've got the butterscotch syrup added into it, we're probably looking at close to 400 calories for this. So it is a little bit higher on the calorie side, but this is going to also act as like a dessert and also like a kind of a pick-me-up at the end of the day. It's 5:50, 6 o'clock our time. So like I'll utilize this to... get an extra little boost at the end of the day for like trying to get some YouTube videos out, shooting videos, just things like that. Just giving my extra little boost to get more stuff done around the house. And like I said, a lot of times I don't add the butterscotch stuff. I just do that as a treat, and I've done pretty well today. So, time to add some ice. Generally, I'd add crushed ice, but my ice maker's out of ice for some reason. Fucking shitting me. Come the fuck on. Why is there no ice in this fucking bitch? Oh wow.
What?
It's jammed all the way up in that business over there, see it?
Oh gosh. It's recording too.
All right, so one other thing that I'm going to add as a treat, another thing that I don't normally add to this, but I kind of want to demonstrate like making this taste as good as possible and being as close to the actual McDonald's frappe as possible for those people who are really trying to convert from a McDonald's frappe to something that's different. And just overall make that fitness transition and make that transition easier. So I would go with skim milk just because you're going to get a little bit better macronutrient profile, but it's not an absolute must either. You just got to be conscious of every little calorie you're adding. Kite, please go. Please go, please. Like I said, I do not do this. Something else that I may do here with this is I would add egg whites to it. That'd boost my protein up a little bit, and it would also make it a little bit thicker. So we're probably sitting close to about 500 calories now. All right, so now that you got that, next part of this and kind of one of the final steps, if you can, your glass, put it in the freezer for a little while. And the reason why is whenever you do this step here, it will help with the presentation and help it not run down as much. So if this was a frozen cup, it wouldn't run down as much. And I saved some of the calories from what I was putting in there of the 2 tablespoons for the serving of that for this. Oh, there's a bug right there. One thing I can say, for me, I put in a little too much butterscotch. I'm not used to consuming a whole heck of a lot of sugars, so just the real sugar and the real simplistic sugars in it, kind of a little bit too rich for me. Also, I didn't have enough ice. My ice makers wanted to mess up this video. I blame it on the ice maker. Another thing, like I said with the blender, I don't know if the camera will show it or not, but in there, if the camera picked it up, you'll see like the air bubbles in there, and that was the aerated taste or the texture that I was talking about. I just can't stand that. So one thing that I kind of do to get around it is I use a sissy stick. Oh, so much better. It's like about this much of it's like that frothy, nasty. All right. Give it a try.
Yeah.
So if you guys like this type of video, make sure to hit that subular button. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we make some wacky videos. Yeah, what do you think? Pretty solid? Pretty solid. And even though the calories are close to a McDonald's Frappe.
That's something you make in the before you go to school when you have no time.
Yeah, it's quick. Like I drew this video out way longer than what it would take for me to do it. Maybe one of these days I'll do like a like just raw footage shooting of me like going through the steps of making this, because it is way too easy. It's super fast, and you could drink half of this amount, still get 30 grams of protein in, and only be consuming like 200 calories easily. You could easily make this a 200 calorie meal. Adding the butterscotch really messes up the macro profile in it. But like I said, I'm treating this as a dessert. All right, guys. So I'll catch y'all in the next one.